What's up guys, this is Sean Tan and today we are in Sunway Velocity. What's up guys, so now if you can see, Velocity is actually in Jalan Pil Cheras, but right behind us is the TRX Towers and KLCC, and it's right next to the Bulatan Kampung Pandan, one of the biggest roundabout in Malaysia, but it doesn't look like a roundabout. Anyway, today we are going to see Velocity because Velocity 2 is launching soon. That's why we are going to see like how the submarket is in Sunway Velocity Phase 1. So I had a conversation with Theresa, so shout out to Theresa for showing me around. The good thing is it's mixed developed, meaning that there's the mall, there's office and there's residential. It's not a new concept, but it's relatively new and fresh in Cheras area itself. Also, it's a KL address, and if you really know like how close it is to the city center, right, so it's really more reliable. Currently it's going for 1,100 per square feet and we are at the sky roof now, so show you guys. First observation is that we are always supervised by the Sunway security, where it's rather stringent. So now there's also very green. So here you guys see that the security guard is right there, yeah, and you can see very cool landscape features like there, and the greeneries at the Sky Gym. So what's more interesting is this. Let's check out how close is it to IKEA and KLCC. Woo! So it's very busy here, and if you go ground zero, right, which is the ground level, there's a lot of works going on. So mall is around, and let's go check out the unit now. So now we are in a corridor and you can see this kind of fancy stuff that is for daylighting. And we are in one of the higher floors where you can see the daylight is quite sufficient, but it's like 12 o'clock right now and you need light, so I don't know what's going on. So this is the developer's unit, which means the unit that the owners actually get from the developer itself. So what you see is what you get. And the first thing is, it's rather bright. It's 883 square feet, 2 room, 2 bathroom unit. So just get the spec over and check out the kitchen. So it's rather standard, a very small kitchen with the aircon. Not aircon block, with a fridge and cool and hot cabinets, so washing machines, and that's about it. One thing I don't understand, like now it's supposed to, like, it's handover like years already. Why are there still workers? Can you see? Cleaning the rooms like they were cleaning the windows of the unit itself. I was shocked when I come in the unit. There's like people. So what if is this invading privacy? So another weird thing is also, why is there switch at the side of the top? Right? You don't know. I don't know why. But anyway, so the view, however, the view is really amazing. If you can see the view, there's like IKEA right there, My Town Mall right there, TRX right here, KLCC, and if you are for golf, there's like golf park here. However, you check this out. So there's like flats and flats and flats and flats, and there's the park of Sunway Velocity itself. What I'm trying to say is, if you look slightly like 50 meters away, it's an ideal location, but if you look right down below, it's not. So it's not as fancy as a location as everyone thinks. But let's move on to the next rooms. So when you enter, there's like this wall here. I'm not sure why it must be this wall here. If it's like punched through, or if this is for the cabinet, then it makes sense. But if I put a cabinet here, this would be so narrow, my goodness. The master bedroom, it's a rather decent size. But now, in that era, like 3 years or 4 years back, right? Shower room with glass actually is cool. The entire window, right, or glass over there is to just illuminate this part of the area to give you that fake opening kind of thing, because as I always teach, like daylight enhances the feel of space. Like you can feel like it's more spacious. Okay, let's go through the specs. It's regal and regal. So all this is from the developer's unit itself. Moving on to the next room. This is the room that I was talking to you guys about, where you see they just washed and they are still there, and they are going to every unit itself. So nothing much about this room. It's like that, rather small with an aircon and a window. So that's about it. Another weird thing is, why is the compressor compartment so huge? And it's two. There's like 3 aircon points but 2 compressors. So just thing to note for the owners that they're wanting to buy here. Okay, so now let's go to the facility deck. We are now in the facility deck, and if you can see, this is the lounge area, and it's pretty cool. Lounge area is pretty cool with a bar top and swimming pool area. Sorry, there's guys showering.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Facility deck, it's not bad. Just that because of the land profile, it needs to be very cramped up with different kinds of like malls, offices and things like that. That's why the issue of overlooking is you cannot avoid that issue lah. Because like when you swim, then there's like a neighboring building actually looking at you. But what the heck, right? This is the meeting room, the meeting room, right? Yeah, the area where you can host your party and stuff. Then the landscape in this facility is quite well done. It's a very Tropicana feel. I don't know whether they share the same landscape architect or not, but it's very alike, where they use almost the same kind of shrubs and pandan leaves and things like that. Okay? One thing to note is also the noise. I think if you want convenience and you don't mind noise, right, there's like just like a lot of construction noise, traffic noise, because it's so close to the city and there's a lot of ongoing development around the area. So that's something you need to know if you want to live here as well. Also the security, because like convenience always contradicts with security. When you have a lot of components in one plot of land, right, you can easily access to office, you can go to the mall, and it's vice versa, meaning people from the mall and people from the offices can also access the building itself. That's why like one access card you can have. Like we went through the unit via the mall entrance itself, so it's pretty convenient if I'm a resident, but that actually kind of compromises the security measures. That's why I always observe like there's a security guard everywhere in this area. Let me show you guys. See? So I think that's all for the visit. It's time for Sean take 3 on 3. So the 3 things I really like is the location itself. It's next to KLCC, all this Kampong Pandan roundabout, and all. If you work in Tun Razak, if you work in Jalan Tun Razak town area, because it's just one road away. Point number 2 that I really like would be the mixed program, the mixed components in this development. It's one of the rare ones in Cheras itself, and Sunway made a bold move to actually be in this location, so well done. And that gives you the convenience of having an office, of having a mall, and you can eat, play, live, stay, work. We just came out from the residence and I can straight away get meals around the area within steps. So I can also, like now my baju torn already, I can get new baju. Also, you can see a lot of Asians and a lot of Chinese people from mainland, and there's a lot of business ongoing, so check it out. Yeah, so they are mentioned that there's like 2 LRTs around the area, 1 MRT, 1 LRT, so it's pretty convenient. You don't really, a lot of people like it. The main reason is because of that as well. Another thing I would like would be the brand of the developer, which is like Sunway. Sunway is always very famous for their community building and their township building abilities, where they can figure out really like components and functions and what really people need in a township to live, right? So they're very good with that, and I think they nailed it program-wise in this development. Not so good thing number 1 would be the workmanship. I spoke to several agents here and I met customers here. They complain like the work is never ending. Like when we went into the unit itself, I was shocked when that guy was like cleaning up the room of the window. So if I'm doing my private stuff, Point number 2 would be the sub-sale performance, as this project now is going for 1,001 per square feet. And although it's a freehold land, sub-sale wise it's not as hot anymore. Although it's so close, I also cannot understand like why, because it's so close to TRX, right? And it's so close to KLCC, why couldn't the price jack up? The reason is because it's still Cheras. Last of all would be the unit layout. The unit that we visited was an 883 square feet unit, the 2-room, 2-bedroom. The 2-room, 2-toilet unit. The toilet is okay, just that there's a lot of weird things that I don't understand why. The compressor compartment of the space is actually bigger than the balcony, and that affects the entrance to the master bedroom itself. And then the sockets not at the wall but at the side of the cabinet. The weird part of people maintaining, although like 2 years or 3 years handover, those kind of things, those, I don't know why. Overall, if you want to live next to the city, you need to be close to the city for your clients, or you want to stay around. I think this is a not bad location, because if you go into KLCC area, it's straight away like 1,008 to 2,005 per square feet. So here is 1,001, 2 streets away, reasonable. However, the rental market here is not doing as well, because they are asking for 3,005 in order for the owners to break even for their investment. So 3,005, what you get here in accordance to the market and some noise, not very good. but there are still people. I can see some foreigners that's showering and playing around in the park and the swimming pool. So there are still people, but there are still a lot of empty units, like vacant units. So for those who have invested the phase 1, they made their money because of Sunway Velocity Mall. So a good thing that when you buy from big brands, right, they have vested interest in the project itself, where malls are there. And now Sunway Velocity 2 is launching soon. Oh, pecah already. Okay, they are launching soon, so you guys can go check it out. Although that is leasehold, this is freehold. If you really want convenience, this is the location, because you have mixed development, like the office and the mall all at your doorstep. IKEA is there, My Town is there, KLCC Mall is there, Pavillion is there, all this kind of things there. So I think that's all for this episode. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more informations like this. And I go better change my shirt, and I will see you next time. Ciao.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is